How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, man?
I'm all right, thanks.
Are you enjoying New York?
Yeah, man, it's nice. Yeah, it's been good.
Well, hey, man. Thank you so much for doing this, for taking the time to talk, man. Love, so excited for the new album. So excited for the tour. Super pumped, dude. You are coming to Red Rocks. Have you played Red Rocks before?
No, no, very excited. Very prestigious venue, obviously. Yeah, really, really excited about that. Just
Yeah.
good time for it, man. I'm excited for the tour. I'm excited for the album being out. Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, this is what's crazy about Red Rocks, because you've never played it, is that besides the fact that it's just beautiful and you're in nature, but you have seats that go so high up, they're over the stage production. Like, they're over the stage, overlooking the whole city of Denver. So at some point, man, you're gonna look up there and you're gonna be like, how are there people that high up?
Yeah, wow. Have you been to a gig there before?
Yeah, yep, I've been to a few shows there. Yeah,
Sick, man. Nice.
but it's crazy, man. You're gonna love it when you are on tour. I know it's been a minute, but do you get to, like, when you go to every city, do you get to go and do things specific to that city? Do you try the local cuisines? Do you try to, or do you just kind of like chill when you're not doing sound check and you're not working?
In terms of like local cuisine, I'm not very cultured like that, to be honest. I eat the
Really?
same shit all the time. Yeah. To be honest, we don't get to see enough of the places because often we're in and out. But I'm hoping. I think it's a little bit of like time in between each show on this next tour coming up. So I'm
Nice.
hoping to spend more time in each place.
When you do have time, what is it? Is it the kind of thing where you're like, hey, I'm gonna try and find a local pickup soccer game, or maybe do
Yeah,
hiking, or
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Normally sport related. I went to watch basketball for the first time on the tour this year, which I fucking loved, man.
yeah. What teams? Do you remember?
What's it? Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Um, Boston Celtics. Maybe that was the game. Yeah, yeah. It
That's a
was it
good
was great
game.
though, man. It was great. Loved it.
That's a good game. I mean, it's a different energy than soccer, right?
Yeah, and also they're
Like,
fucking massive, man. They're fucking tall.
yeah, because you can't be 5'8". You could be 5'8" on the soccer pitch. You might not get much headers, but you can still make some tackles. You can't be 5'8" in the NBA. Can't do it. Too
No, no.
too
But there's
far
been a
from
few,
the.
right? There's been a few
Yeah,
shorter lads back in past, I believe.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm only like 5'7", so my personal favorites were always Muggsy Bogues, and Earl Boykins
Okay,
was a
sick.
Denver Nugget who was 5'5". So, um,
Nice.
are you? Because I mean, you're obviously in good shape, man. You work? Do you, when you go on tour? Do you work out? Do you just try to go hiking or anything like that?
No, I don't. I'm not much of a hiker.
Okay.
I might be at some point in my life, but no, not much of a hiker. And honestly, no, I'm shit with exercise. I do intend to get better, but I feel like I've been saying that like 3 or 4 years now. So will I ever get better? I don't know. I'd like to play a bit more football on the tour next year.
Yeah.
So that's obviously good for exercise. But no, I'm unfit, man.
Dude, but that's everyone. Everyone now, like me too. Everyone nowadays is we are like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym, and then you go one day, you hate it, and then you like don't go back. It's so hard.
There you go.
I imagine it's hard to get into a rhythm too when you're on tour and you're so busy. Like, it's not like you got nothing to do. So all right, I'm gonna go to the gym
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I've just never really been that kind of person. And also sometimes, on the nights it can be quite heavy drinking. You don't want to be waking up in the morning and going to gym.
So then what's your go-to drink then?
Or again, I don't have much sophistication, man. It's just a vodka Red Bull.
All
It's like
right.
fucking rocket fuel.
Yeah, definitely. That's my go-to when I'm tired and my friends make me to, like, they want to continue going out, and I'm like, oh, all right. Only if a vodka Red Bull has to be that.
Yeah, good for that, definitely.
Yeah. Well, dude, I can't wait for you to play Red Rocks, because I can't wait to hear the songs off your new album. I thank you for sending it to me, by the way. I've been listening to it nonstop for the last like week or so. And I'm like listening to the album. There's just so many songs on there that are just fun, up-tempo songs. And I'm like trying to already picture what the stage production is going to be like for Out of My System or Face the Music. I'm like, oh, I'm picturing the drummer. I'm picturing all the lights. What kind of like stage production or maybe tricks you got pulled up your sleeve for this tour?
Not really something that we've got into yet. Just getting the album out of the way, and then we'll get into all that. But It's
Right.
important for me that there does. I mean, there wasn't really any bells and whistles on my first tour, and it's not to say that I want any on this next one, but I do think it needs to feel like it's leveled up. Obviously.
Right.
So what that looks like right now, I'm not sure. This whole album was written with these shows in mind, so naturally, I think it'll be a better show because I'm hoping that these songs kind of they work better in the live environment than maybe the first record. So yeah, I'm really really excited about those shows, man.
Nice, dude. Yeah, we're excited too, man. What's your favorite song on the album? Or the song you're
Keep
most excited to play?
Yeah, okay, but yeah, that's an easier question. Probably Out of My System. Just really, really fun. Between Out of My System and Silver Tongues, I think.
Yeah, I love both those songs. Silver Tongue, you're playing that on Jimmy Fallon tonight, correct?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
get the first little taste of what your tour is gonna be like on Jimmy Fallon. But I gotta ask, man, you got a lyric in there: Air Maxes and Silver Tongues. Are you talking Nike Air Maxes? Like what?
Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Are
Yeah.
you Nike over Adidas?
Do you know what? I've always been Adidas, to be fair, but like I don't know. As I've got a bit older, yeah, I'll probably go
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah. Even so, what I kind of love about the song, I'm gonna give you a whole theory on what on your album in a second because I want to get into it. But it feels like out of all your songs, whether it's a breakup song or not, this song kind of feels like Silver Tongues. It feels like it's written for one person, but it could be a buddy, it could be an ex. When you write a song like that, do you think about one person specifically, or do you think about a few people and kind of mesh it into one song?
I think it kind of depends on the song, but specifically with Silver Tongues, we were trying to think more broad and trying to, yeah, it's not necessarily specifically about one person or one thing, just kind of a collection of thoughts, really.
Right, right. That's definitely the vibe. So here's my theory on the album, because I've listened to it multiple times. First time I'm listening for the vibe. Second time I'm
Yeah.
listening for the lyrics. And when you listen from start to finish, start with The Greatest, end with Chicago. It almost feels like the album is you going through a breakup. You're going through that process. Hey, we're the greatest couple, written all over your face, talks about the calm before a big fight. Saturdays maybe is about the breakup. Silver Tongues, world class, reminiscing about all the good times. Then you get into the sadder songs, holding on to heartbreak. That's the way love goes. They're a bit sadder. You're thinking about your ex, maybe getting back together with them. Lucky again, maybe you're trying to get back with them. And then headline and Out of My System. It's almost like when you break up with someone, you know how like you break up with someone and you're trying to get over them. So you think about all the bad things just to help you get over them.
Right.
That's what those songs remind me of. And then by the time you get to Angels Fly, Face the Music, Chicago, so you're starting to accept the breakup. And at the end, Chicago is, hey, I still care about you. We've gone our separate ways, but I'm always here for you. On a scale of like 1 to 100, how right am I? My guess is that it's a -3.
Yeah. I wouldn't quite give you that, but maybe I'll give you about a 10,
A
10 out of
10.
100.
Still
And to
not
be
high.
honest, although it was pretty elaborate, man. You definitely went into it. Um, the album as a collective isn't really about one thing specifically in terms of like that with a narrative that kind of runs throughout it, but also something that I tried to do more on this record that I didn't do on the first record. On the first record, I made absolutely everything about me to the nth degree, but then you're limited by your own, personal experience.
Right.
And sometimes, that's not the most relatable kind of angle as a songwriter. So I tried to take inspiration more from other people and other situations, other stories. Of course, there's still a lot of me on the record,
Right.
kind of personal. But at the same time, I tried to be a little bit more imaginative as well.
Is it hard to kind of write about yourself because you did grow up as like a child star and, you go out in public and fans probably mob you. And then so you do go to your friends back home and say, hey, tell me about your relationship. Tell me about what's going on in your life. And then it's easier to write a song off of their experience.
I'd say for me, actually, it's easier to write from personal experience.
Right.
I kind of want to challenge myself on this record to kind of go outside of that. But yeah, I mean, when if you're willing enough to be like brave and honest with your lyrics, then kind of writing about personal experience, it's a little bit more self-explanatory than having to imagine.
Right, right. One of the things when listening to the album that I kept coming back to on a few different songs, like Saturdays and The Greatest, is that I'm listening to these songs. I'm thinking, man, it almost sounds like an Oasis song. And I love the Gallagher brothers. I love Oasis. What were some of your kind of influences when writing this album musically? Like, what kind of bands or artists are you influenced by?
It wasn't this album. It wasn't as if there was anyone specifically that, I was trying to emulate or specifically inspired by. I suppose, those kind of things happen subconsciously. I will say, growing up in the north of England, I grew up like 20 minutes away from where Arctic Monkeys lived. So obviously they were massive. They were massive back home. Oasis absolutely huge back home. So definitely very influenced in my youth by, those big up bands.
Right. And you definitely hear that on a bunch of your songs too, the big guitar sound. There's some big drumming sound on this album too, on definitely your up tempo songs. And I mean, me personally, I love That's the Way Love Goes. Just like a slow ballad.
Yeah.
Like that to me, when I heard that one, it just like it hit me right here. Like I felt it. I immediately started making think about my ex. And that was the one that brought out like a lot of emotion. And then I love that I can just kind of switch over to Out of My System or Face the Music and go, all right, now let's rock on. Now let's have some fun here.
Yeah, the overall feeling on the album, even though sometimes it touches on stuff that's more emotional and maybe even sad at times, even, by the end of the song, there'll be a lyric or there'll be a melody, there'll be something that happens in the production that leaves you with a hopeful feeling. And that's that was my intention, to create a hopeful record that has depth emotionally, but as a collective feels hopeful.
I love that the album is faith in the future, because by the time you end with Chicago, there's just you feel good. Like you just feel good and hopeful about the future. And so I feel like the album kind of comes full circle with that.
Yeah, I actually end on That's the Way Love Goes, actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Don't know what order. Someone's probably sent the wrong order or something.
Maybe someone sent me the wrong order. I'll blame Lee. It's always Lee's fault.
It's always Lee. Yeah, smart.
We got here in America, we do this thing where it's Halloween and then we kind of skip over Thanksgiving and think about, like, you go to the stores now and everything is just Christmas. It's Christmas candy for stockings and everything. Are you excited about Christmas? Do you have any kind of Christmas traditions that you get real excited for?
Well, Christmas dinner is absolutely banging in England. My nan does an incredible job, so yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
What's on the dinner table?
It's like turkey and like stuffing, roast potatoes, cauliflower cheese, etc. Pretty banging. I don't think it's a million miles away from like a Thanksgiving dinner.
It's not, but it's still. It's just, I don't know, it's just a little different. It's a different vibe. It's
probably a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Are you going to be in the States for Thanksgiving? And maybe you're going to be able to try a Thanksgiving American dinner?
Excuse my ignorance. Remind me of the date of Thanksgiving.
I think it's November 26th this year.
If you're saying I don't feel too bad. I'm not sure I'll be in America. No, I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm not fucking organized, man. I ain't got a clue. I only know what's happening tomorrow.
All right, maybe we'll go to like a Boston market and get you like a Thanksgiving meal in July when you come to Red Rocks.
Yeah, there you go.
How's your kid doing?
He's great, man. Freddie's doing great. Yeah, lovely.
Is he taking anything after you? Has he started singing, or is he playing a lot of soccer or anything?
He's not really taken to football yet, but he likes playing the guitar when it's around. I'm hoping he's going to pick that up when he's a bit older.
Nice.
Fun that I'd say he looks quite like me, so he's lucky.
That's definitely lucky. Speaking of your looks, man, can you give me some hair tips? Because I'm wearing a hat here. My hair is not looking good. I got the receding hairline. I'm the same age as you, man, and my hair's already receding, and yours is just gorgeous. What do you put in your hair? Can you please tell me to help me out?
And just wash it with like Head and Shoulders and that.
Head and Shoulders? That's the secret?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you why you're receding. I'm sorry.
It's got to be genetics. It's got to be. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to put it up to genetics, man. Your parents must have some great hair too.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, thank you so much. Have fun tonight at your show in New York City. You're doing a show for 1,000 fans. Like I heard somewhere that like there were like tens of thousands of fans that wanted tickets, and it's only 1,000. You got to do this in Colorado Springs, man. You got to come to the Springs and do a show for that like this. We got plenty of venues for 1,000